Hello, YouTube friends. It's Dale from Whatever the Weather May Be. I thought I would just do a short little video on one more jean project. As you can see, this is sort of the start of a quilt top. I was in a secondhand store and I came across a bag of these squares. They're 8.5-inch squares already cut. And as you can see, there's quite a variety of jean material. And I put them all on the floor because I don't have a wall, that I can stick things onto. Anyway, I put them all on the floor, and I don't know, I'm not thrilled. So I decided to change things up my way a little bit. So I have a lot of pieces of jeans, old jeans. I got a pile here. And I've got a lot of scraps. And I really enjoy doing the crazy quilt type quilting squares, making those things together. So I thought, instead of just having plain squares, which really I find kind of boring, especially something with big squares like that. Maybe if they were smaller, it would not be quite as boring to me, but anyway, that's where I am. So I thought instead of doing that, I would start making some crazy squares. Now, to me, that kind of a square is much more interesting than that. So I've started. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got about 6 or 7 done. Here's another one. And here's another one. And I don't think I'm going to do the whole quilt top with Crazy Quilt. I think I'm going to incorporate it into this quilt, but I certainly am going to do more Crazy Quilt than plain. I think that's sort of where I'm going. And these ones here, where's my finger? Like this one here, I actually like these. This is the person who ever cut these squares out took the pockets off, and so there's a nice detail here that I find kind of interesting. So those ones I will leave as they are, and I will incorporate them with the crazy because they have a little bit of contrast to them, which I like. So you don't need very big pieces to do the crazy quilt squares. As I showed over there, there's lots and lots of little pieces can be put together to make a really nice square. This one I have to cut into a square still. But see how pretty that is? I think that's much nicer than just having a plain square like that. I think this is gorgeous. So this is what I'm doing today, and I've got a few done. This one I left, this part actually was from a shirt, so I just sewed this part into 2 pieces of regular denim, and I like that. It gives it a little bit of depth, a little bit more interest, and I think it will be really cute on a quilt. Here's another one. And the other thing, a lot of those squares that are on the floor are very faded. And so I want a little bit of darker blue jeans. So that's why I'm sort of putting some of these kind of things in. So just give it a little bit more contrast. So I've got a lot of piecing to do here. There's another piece that I can start cutting up that I've done. But you see, I'm putting some darker stuff in here too. Now, I will probably use some of the plain ones to offset the dark side. Like I'll be rearranging this a million times before it's even done. So that's sort of what I'm up to. I've actually done 2 of these before. I did one for my brother and one for my nephew, and they were completely done with crazy quilt type patches. And they were busy, really busy, but really cute. And they were not a bed size, they were like a throw size. My brother wanted something to cover up with when he watched TV. So in his, I left pockets on it so he had a place to put his remote. You know, like I just incorporated a pocket right into the square. My nephew does a lot of camping, and so he wanted one that was heavier. So his was heavier for when he's out camping. Now, when you put these all together, they're very heavy anyway, and they're very warm. So you really don't need a heavy batting in between. Just a very light batting is suitable. And I love to put checkered flannel on the back of these. They just look so cute with checkered flannel. If you could get a checkered blues, blue and black, or blue, white, and black flannel, just would finish this off beautifully. This one, my favorite flannel actually is red and black. I love red and black checkered flannel. And at this time of year, you can find all kinds of that stuff. It's everywhere because it's sort of like a decor fad now. The sort of frontier Western look, So I have seen some blankets with that on. So I'm thinking that I might, if I can't find the red and black flannel, what I might do is pick up a few of those throw blankets and make my back using that. So this is going to be warm enough with a blanket on the back and the jeans on the top that I'm not going to need a whole lot of batting in between. I hope to make this queen size, and I'm sure I will be able to. I've got more than enough pieces of jeans to just keep going with this. And as I use up all those scraps, I mean, I don't have to have very many more cuts because that's going to make a lot more squares. So this is, and those brown ones, like that one and that one, those are not going to stay there. I don't want the brown. I've decided, I kind of, at first I thought that might be something that I like, but I don't. I want just to be blues. Now, if you can see, a lot of these are quite worn, and I don't really have a problem with that. I kind of like that. It's giving it a nice, it softens up the jean a little, but you just have to kind of place them in the right place. And I haven't, in no way have I placed any of this permanently. This is just, I just sort of threw it on the floor to see sort of what size I had going at the time. So I think this is going to be a fun project to work on, and I hope I can keep going on it and not, quit midstream and then have to pick it up at another time. This is going to be for my spare room, I think. I think it would look really cute in there. So there's no rules to a project like this. You just cut your squares however big you want. Like I said before, personally, I would have gone for a little bit smaller square, but they were already cut, so I'm just continuing on with that size. And arrange them how you want. If you're looking for old jeans, look out for different colors. Make sure you get a nice variety. That gives your quilt some interest. If you want to do the crazy quilt thing, that's where you can really throw a lot of contrast and interest into your quilt. So I hope you enjoyed this. I promise this will be the last blue jean video for a while. Might take me a long time to get this done, or maybe not, I don't know. I have a lot of other projects that I should be working on. I'm in the middle of knitting a whole bunch of stuff for Christmas gifts, but I just felt like I wanted to take a break from that. So this is what I'm doing. So if you If you were looking for a new project that's kind of fun and allows you to create whatever you want to, however you want to, here's a good one. You don't have to follow a pattern, just cut and sew. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'm glad you stopped by, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more of my videos. And take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, and I'm going to talk to you real soon. Bye for now.